out and settle into the bottom of your mouth, which you can do. I have nothing against that. But I personally like to breathe out, so that way I get a nice cloud all in my mouth instead of just at the bottom. So that way the whole O is a little thicker, which I'll kind of show you what I do to prep for the O's to make them thicker. So as you saw, I did a little breathe out to kind of get some of the smoke rolled into my mouth, and then I went for the O's. I always do that. It's pretty much muscle memory at this point. I pretty much just, as soon as if I know I'm going for O's, I know I'm going for O's, I pretty much just muscle memory kicks in and I just breathe a little bit out and then go for the O's. It's a pretty natural thing once you start to get used to it. So, trying to think if there's really anything that I'm missing. You want wider airflow? I can actually show you a good way to do ghosts and stuff, but I honestly may save that for a later video because you need a more closed off, like as you can see, I have the airflow wide open. And in order for me personally, depending on like what vape you have, you won't need to do this, but I have to close the airway a lot, so that way I'm not sucking into my lungs, because when you're doing ghosts or French inhales or like little things like that, you don't want a wide airflow. Which, that's another thing. That's the time when people do the tongue O's, is when they have all the vapor in their mouth and none's going to their lungs. Then they usually do the tongue ones. But I need them more closed off, so that way I'm sucking it all into my mouth and eating very minimal into my lungs, because I don't want any in my lungs when I'm doing the French or ghost. Because you basically just want to put it in and slowly push out with your tongue and then suck back in for the ghost, or slowly push out with your tongue and inhale through your nose for the French. And obviously there's like the Bane mask French inhale and stuff, like just weird crazy stuff, but I can't really do that stuff very well. And trying to think, there's nothing really else, just good airflow, quick ramp up time, more wraps to really fully get your cotton, so that way you're producing more vapor. And let the smoke kind of roll out of your mouth. Small short cough, and just a little oval with your mouth. It's really basic. It's nothing too advanced, but I know there are a lot of people who are like, how do you do this? I don't really know how, or I know how, but I'm not good. What's ways I can improve? And with a lot of people I see, the best way to improve is I've seen some people try it and they just go. They do very, very small hits, and they don't really like open up their mouth. A lot of people are very, and they think that's really going to get them somewhere, but that doesn't really help. And another little tip with your lips is everybody's different. Some people, if you ever do watch Joe Telly stream, you see him kind of doing a like more outer, like he's pushing his lips out a bit more. I personally, if you like really watch my lips when I did it those couple of times, I really do I really kind of tuck my lips back and try and make them as flat as possible, so it's not disrupting the O in any way. And that's really all what feels more natural to you. Honestly, if I were to give a tip, I would definitely say try and practice getting it more inwards and flat, just so that way it's not really disrupting your O in any way, shape, or form. It again, like I just said, it's all natural. It's something that you kind of just do and kind of get a feel for it. The only thing that like you have to kind of train yourself to do is getting your mouth a little bit more vertical than kind of even in a circle. So more of a vertical oval than like a complete circle. And what else? Keep your tongue flat. Small, short little coughs as you're going out. And then, yeah, just slowly practice and hopefully you get better. And once you do start getting better, maybe you can do some bends, some jellyfish, all that cool little tricky stuff. Yeah, so I am going to kind of set the camera over there. Hopefully it doesn't fall. If it does fall, I'll just cut that out. And if it does fall, I might not even cut it out. But yeah, I'm going to show you kind of me doing some O's, just basically a little mini session, just me doing some O's. I might do a bend or two, honestly with the camera, because I don't have a tripod to kind of keep a distance from me. I probably, there's a chance that I may not even do any bends, and if I do, you may not even see them, because it may not be in the camera angle. Obviously, this phone I have has a very wide angle lens. Honestly, you're probably seeing more than just my face. You're probably seeing like a bunch of the wall. You might even be seeing my table over here. I have no idea what you're seeing because I am using the back camera. So, yeah, I pretty much gave you a little bit of a tutorial. Another thing, it's not really necessary to kind of keep your lungs like very well open, but it does help when you're inhaling. And yeah, that's really all I have for tips, tricks, all that weird stuff. So yeah, I'll set the camera down and get a little bit of an O session for you guys. See if I can do well. So let's set you up over here. Hopefully try and angle it up a little bit. Hopefully that's a good camera angle. If it is not, obviously, like I said, I'm posting this in Dotelli's Discord. So just at me, just at DJ Halfhat, and be like, hey, when you're doing the session, fix the camera angle, it was a little off or something. Just any little tips for the filming you can give me, go ahead, because I'm not really used to this kind of stuff. So, yeah. Here we go. Here's a little session. I would put some music on, but I don't really have a way to put a music on because I am recording with my phone. Could put some music on with my TV, but that'll just kind of delay, and then it'll make me have to cut, which I don't really want to do. So, yeah, let's get right into it. Not very good at the quick syncs. I need to teach myself to kind of move my head a bit quicker for it. But I'm practicing that. Like I said, I'm not amazing at O's. I'm not some legendary O person. Obviously, I'm teaching Dotelli, so he says I'm pretty good. I do believe I'm pretty good, but I definitely wouldn't say I'm a master at O's. I'm definitely a pretty amateur O doer. So yeah. Another thing that I probably forgot to mention in the tutorial is, as you saw, I was kind of doing them a little bit in kind of the same area. So any existing vapor that's still there is kind of messing up the O. Obviously, as you get more advanced, things like that won't bother your O's because you'll be very good at them. And also draft. That's a really big thing. Is draft really kind of messes it up. You really want as little draft as possible. Obviously, a little draft is okay, but you want as minimal of a draft as possible when you're doing your O's. this is where I'm gonna end the video here for you guys. I hope you enjoyed. I hope maybe you learned something. You know, maybe you're gonna start practicing O's now. You know, I always like to get people into O's because obviously not everybody's gonna get into the bends and jellyfish, which you saw me do like 1 or 2 bends. And obviously I don't expect anybody to get into that. I will be making additional videos to kind of teach people that in case they do want to get into it. But yeah, I'm just teaching you the basic O's, just so that way maybe you can go hang out with your friends vaping and do a couple of O's and kind of impress them, I don't really impress any of my friends. I do so many O's around them that they're just like, oh, whatever, you're pretty good at O's, it's not a big deal. But, maybe any of your friends who've never seen you do an O, or maybe they have seen you do an O, but you can show them that you've improved, they'll be impressed by that. And another thing kind of on to that is, maybe they're doing good O's, and you're like, man, I really want to get as good as them, maybe I can do some O's with them. And this will kind of, they'll be like, oh, wow, you've really improved in your O's, you can obviously do really good O's. So, yeah, this is just the basics of O's. Again, just at me on, you can personal DM me or you can at me. I pretty much see everything. So yeah, just at me, DM me, just do whatever. Get in contact with me if you need any more pointers or whatever. So yeah, that's all I have for you in this video. Don't know when I'll do the next, little tutorial for bends or whatever. I probably won't teach you guys jellyfish because I'm not very good at them. If I can edit, I might edit in a little jellyfish clip right here, just to kind of be like, here's me doing a jellyfish. It's not very good, but that's something for you guys. Yeah, so I'll see you guys in the next video whenever I put that out there. See you guys.